how to speak the world into existence. Hi, I'm Tim, founder of the Online Entrepreneur Academy, and together we're building your ultimate freedom business. This is about implementation and the power of the Word. If we go into the Bible, it would remind us, right? First there was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So speaking into creation is a powerful, powerful thing for us to consider. And yet something comes before that act of speaking. It's your thoughts. So consider that what is rolling around in your noggin is there before the mouth is going to have the opportunity to speak powerful words, words that can do good, words that can hurt and wound and do great damage as well. It's a two-edged sword, isn't it? The power of the Word. So today I wanted to take a little bit closer look at that and triangulate it as we like to do here. It'll tie in as well, as this is episode number 3. We'll complete the triangle of the first and second episodes with this one, to take a couple steps back in this dance of 3 steps forward and 2 steps back, and consider what comes before speaking and creating the world into existence, the world that we're experiencing right now. We've heard we're in the information age, and I'd like to break the new news, because I'm quite certain, in my experience at least, that the information age is passing. We're fat, we're filled up and overflowing with information. We don't need any more information. So it's my hope that you're not going to get much more new information here, because I don't believe that that's the greatest service that I can provide to you. Rather, we're going to implement what you already have, what you already know, and in maybe some cases just simply remind you of what you already know, because I'm certain I don't have anything real new to offer you here other than to give you back to yourself and help you tap into those thoughts that you're speaking and creating your world with. And is it a world that you're happy with? Is it a world that right now you're at peace with and that you want to keep creating? Or is it time for some change? Is it time to manifest something new, something fresh? So as the information age is passing now, I want to propose to you that my experience is we are in an entirely new age, and some research I've done has revealed this as well, that the most successful individuals and companies going into this new, maybe 100 plus years of a new era, is going to be the age of the story. So what do I mean by that? The age of the story. There's a few different ways to approach it. The one I'd like to propose to you is that you are a story. The words you speak paint a picture, moment by moment by moment, to yourself, as we listen to ourselves, and to anyone else we have opportunity to listen to, or have listened to us, as you're being gracious enough to do with me right now. We can speak about the past any way we choose to. Think about that for a second, how powerful a creator you are, that with your spoken word you can speak into existence things that have already happened. And how do you do that? Well, you do that in the context of story. Yeah? Whatever we speak about is really only understood in its relativity. It needs a context. You could think of what we speak as the content, and it needs a context. The context is the story. Now, we can look at most people, right, and we can put together a lot of the story just through our own observations before they speak. And yet, isn't what we observe embedded in our own context, right? We're looking through the filters of our own glasses to make sense of their story by way of our own story. And the future, what's the future? Well, the future is essentially the same thing. We're telling a story about something that hasn't happened yet. So whether it's already occurred in our past, or it's yet to occur, I propose to you that past and future are a story. And it's been the research that I've tapped into is that the most successful companies going forward in this new era of the story era are going to be the ones who are able to communicate their story most powerfully and effectively, to impact and get attention and awareness. Think of what's happening in the world right now with the Pokemon, for instance, right? This is the emerging of virtual reality. So we're participating in stories, and ultimately what's in our own mind are the seeds that we think, speak, and then act upon to be live. Be live in our own story. Just let that sink in for a second, because we're back again to the first episode and the second episode, aren't we? We're back to this awareness of acceptance and an intention. And to complete this triangle, right? To bring this to the third point. And we'll have additional points, of course, yet this is a nice somewhat rounding it off and completing it. I'd like you to consider that the third one is action. So yesterday we touched upon acceptance and intention and then action. And clearly speaking is taking an act, taking our thoughts and projecting them out, projecting our story out so others can hear it and experience it and choose to be a part of it in our marketing, in our message, in our journey together, in our community, and to find out for themselves whether that is the right environment for them to plant their seeds of stories. And it's my hope that this is going to be an ongoing experience where those who choose to come for live at 5, I think we're going to start zeroing in this live stream here on Facebook to being around 5 p.m. my time, which on the East Coast would make it about 11 a.m. And West Coast in the U.S. Should be about 8 a.m. So happy Saturday morning to you. Evening time here in Norway. And I think I'll wrap on that for now. I'm going to share with you a resource called the Inner Circle. This resource will help you. There's a specific audio in this resource, actually, of the Inner Circle that is titled Speak the World into Existence. It's a very powerful audio that will remind you of these elements we've touched upon today so you can truly begin to love what it is you're thinking, speaking, and acting. So the last thought I'll leave you with right now is that the input, what stories around you, what movies you watch, what music you listen to, what TV shows you choose to give your attention to, what people you have surrounding you and what they speak into existence. This is input, even more so into your subconscious mind than your conscious mind. I think tomorrow we'll touch upon that with my experience of how the conscious mind, this awareness, consciousness that we are in touch with, is possibly only 10%. So what's the other 90%? Our subconscious, the unknown, maybe even the unknowable. So how do we tap into that? We tap into that by being in the right environment. The environment we are in will give good soil for us to plant the seeds of our story and our individual stories, our garden, if you will. And this is the age that we are in now, the story age. So the tools we have, like I'm sharing with you now on live stream, the internet for you personally and for your business, these are the tactics, you could say. These are the mechanisms, the machine that we now have this amazing opportunity to share our story with and inspire others towards their own story. So I hope I've done that for you today. And the Inner Circle will take it to a quantum level. Oh, we're going to have a lot to talk about in regards to quantum as well. Speaking about the unknowable, right? Most of us think we don't know what quantum is. Well, I hope to introduce to you that you know far more about quantum than you're giving yourself credit for. And yet it does require tapping into this 90% unknowable and owning it, accepting it, having an intention with it, and then taking action with it so that we can speak what we choose to into existence. Because together we overcome.